And so then looking on to the future, from your point of view, first of all, John, what are the things that we're going to do to extend our reach to help more people globally now as you look to your plans?
I think, as we've been saying, there are no sudden lines to be drawn, perhaps, as leadership management and personal effectiveness is concerned. But the pandemic has accelerated really rapidly the adoption of digital resources, albeit the movement was already there. And indeed, we are publishing our latest research report, where we look at benchmarking of L&OD actions and success in enterprises, and can see that the learning and organisational development function has really stepped up to the plate where it comes to supporting remote and home working and continuing to support the return to work as well. So we have seen a significant acceleration of trends that were already there, and of the learning and organisational development teams really actively supporting their businesses and their employees, and employees using resources much more actively than they have been to provide them with the support, because they are necessarily remote from their leader or manager and sometimes their teams. So it's a moment of quite significant transition, and we want that to be maintained, I suppose, from a profession perspective, and to make sure that we keep pressing forward, providing support. I think it's been long understood that managers and leaders need to act much more maturely as coaches these days, helping to facilitate the development of their colleagues, rather than the old school command and control. And I think that has also become a more acute issue as a result of changes in ways of working. So we're thinking in the same way about the evolution of mind tools, and how can our digital resources and the platforms that support them provide more active support to individuals in the workplace or at home, solving everyday problems. The industry talks all of the time about learning in the flow of work, and I think we have a genuine opportunity and responsibility to support in the flow of work and the flow of life, for that matter, and that's how we see mind tools continuing to develop. I had a very early conversation with one of our content colleagues who said that's been the vision for mind tools all the way along. It's kind of the coach sitting on the shoulder as the resources are being written. How can we provide support in that moment? And I think it's just now the emergence of great tools that can help to realise even further that vision that existed 25 years ago.
And James and Rachel, how does that sound to you now? Sort of on the outside looking in, but hearing these plans for mind tools.
It's great. It's really good. It's been a pleasure over the last couple of years just seeing things moving on. It's a pleasure seeing things evolve. So we got the new homepage. It's nice to see the tests being run on that and everything. Essentially, Mind Tools has to continue evolving and moving forward. That can be from a technological perspective. That's from a sort of social perspective. It's got to keep moving with time.
It's great to see some of the projects that we would have loved to run ourselves now happening, and just to see the continued evolution of the products, and to see that all the values that we held so highly within the business of being looked after, and that people are happy, and that Emerald Works is a great home for Mind Tools.